So firstly, we don't look at ourselves as a company being in the financial services, though we enable movement of money and data between various financial services companies like banks and the merchants around the world. So we connect about 40 million merchants with about 40,000 banks and 1.6 billion consumers around the world. So we look at ourselves as a technology company. And from that vantage point, in the context of financial services, the opportunities that are there today are really humongous. Why is that? I'll tell you at three different levels. Firstly, there is a huge chunk of consumers today who do not even have access to the financial system. And getting these folks who are at the lowest end of the financial or the economic scale in any society is a huge opportunity. At Mastercard, we started getting involved in it about 6 or 7 years back and trying to work with governments and trying to get these folks into the financial system. It's both a humanitarian opportunity, but it's also an economic opportunity. So this is one big block of opportunity available. The second opportunity is technology, right? The kind of advancements which are happening in technology in the last few years particularly has been stunning. But financial services have not evolved taking full advantage of these technology opportunities. And for somebody who is starting up a company out of Silicon Valley or wherever, this is a great opportunity. How can you reimagine the entire financial services leveraging these new technologies? Like for example, if you look at virtual reality, does it have any implication for any, say, bank? Absolutely yes. Or augmented reality? Absolutely yes. Or new ways of reaching consumers and engaging consumers through technologies that were just not present till a few years back? Absolutely. But I don't think the industry has evolved and kept pace with the evolution or the revolution on the technology front. That's the second opportunity, as I see. Third opportunity I see is consumers do not segregate their life into buckets, saying that this is my financial services bucket, this is my restaurant bucket where I want to eat, or this is the experiences bucket where I want to go and have fun. It doesn't happen like that. It's not compartmentalized. From consumers' perspective, it is one seamless life that they would want to live that is simple, that's convenient, that's safe, and that's fun. Now, if financial services companies do not look at themselves only in their narrow sliver, but to try and see how they can be overall in the lives of the consumers and enable various things beyond just finances, I think that's a huge opportunity. You can get at it from the financial services side, or you can get it as outside in and creep into financial services. I see opportunities on these three areas very clearly. If you look at the media today, the role that it has to play versus what it was even till about, say, 15 years back, 10 years back, is completely different. The landscape has shifted dramatically. Firstly, in the olden days, which is 10 years back, you would see a family gathering in a family room and all of them are looking at one screen and watching one content or one piece of content simultaneously. And the time when they gather, you used to call it as prime time. And you would target your ads to reach the maximum number of people effectively during those prime times and so on. But today, people are on their own connected devices. And any time is prime time because they're always on the one hand. Secondly, they're looking at multiple screens. So as a marketer, do I want to give the same message across each one of these screens? Or do I have some kind of a common golden thread that I can weave and tell my story effectively? Third, the past was all about storytelling, but I believe storytelling is dead. And why is that? Firstly, to tell a story, basically you're communicating to someone, they should be receptive to your communication. You've got 200 million people who are active users of AdBlock in the world today. They just don't want to do anything with advertisements. They don't want to hear you, period. Two, you're actually seeing about 83 million consumers watching Netflix in an ad-free environment. YouTube and Hulu launching ad-free channels. And people are gravitating towards them because they want an uninterrupted, seamless experience for themselves and they don't want the brands to come in and intrude. So my whole concept is it's no more about storytelling, but it's about story making. You get consumers into the story. That excites them. That's where experiential marketing comes. And it's all about creating and curating and offering experiences for consumers that they are an integral part of, and that's how you reach. And over the last 3 years, that has been one of the key areas of focus at Mastercard, to truly change the entire mix, to enable experiences, to create and curate experiences for consumers in areas that matter to them, which we call as passion points, and bring those experiences to life. Once a consumer goes through one experience, he or she is your customer for life. The connectivity with your brand, the connection to your brand that happens, the affinity for your brand, the preference for your brand, they go through the roof. Question, how do you scale it? If you start giving experience one at a time, when will you reach 6 billion people, and can you even afford to do that? From a scalability point of view, media has to play a critical role. So for me, media role is no longer about telling stories, but media is about amplifying experiences of consumers and let others vicariously share those experiences and be a part of it.